What's up guys, it's your boy Diggy Dash and I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to be having a look at this retro console I bought from AliExpress, the GB300, which is well known for being a budget console. I actually bought two of them, one for myself, one for my nephew who is about 5 years old. Now the reason why I bought this is because it's cheap. It's also a great introduction to retro gaming for my nephew. And to be fair, at the price I got it at, if he enjoys it, it's wonderful. I'll get him something a little bit better. If he hates it, then it is what it is. I don't mind losing the £12, which is inclusive of VAT and postage on it, you know? So let me show you how much it cost me. I bought, as you can see, I bought two of them for £12.20. So the total cost was £24.40. But yeah, back to it. This is notorious for being a cheap console, but a decent console. So let's have a look at it. On the side, it tells you the model number. Apparently it emulates, should I say, Famicom, PC Engine, Super Famicom, MegaDrive, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. Now, if you can emulate all of those consoles in a respectable fashion, that's great. Has a 800 milliamp hour battery, input voltage 5 volts, 3.7. Anyway, let's skip all of that. Apparently, it can be connected to a TV. Battery function of the screen, which is, you know, I thought would be standard, but I have to mention that. Rechargeable via USB-C, which is fantastic. Apparently it provides 2.2 hours worth of continuous gameplay. I got both of them in black as well, by the way. On the other side of this, it shows you where the speaker is. At the back, the rear triggers. It's upside down actually. USB Type-C. That's a TV out, so that's an analog TV out. I'm not sure how that would be connected to a modern day TV, but we keep it moving. On and off switch on the side, volume, function. Apparently it has a HD screen, which I don't think it has. And yeah, this is all about this console, apparently. From Shenzhen, China. So let's open this up. Let me show you what's inside. See if I can open this in a way that... Okay, this is the rear of the console. And there's bits and pieces on the other side. Let's see if we can get to that. There we go. So we have an analog video output via what looks to be a 2.5mm jack. So I guess we have sound and we have image and sound, or I don't know. It's been quite a few years since I looked at things like this. So I fire that to the side. USB Type-C connection, cable for USB-A on the other side, which is great. You can plug in to anything, basically. Here it is. There's another view of the external features of the console. This is the instruction manual. Handheld game machine. Alright. And is there more to it? Is there more to it? There is. So, is anything useful here? Remarks. The machine pictured is for reference. The case of the machine is based on a physical object. I should hope so. Oh, okay. Children under 14 years old need to be accompanied by adults to use this product. I don't know if you can see that, but that'll be my nephew. He's 5 years old, so maintenance. Do not disassemble. Do not drop. Do not make the acquia I don't know what this is saying. But English is not very good, but I guess it makes sense in Chinese. Fire this to the side. Let's have a look at this console. It doesn't actually give any instructions on how to change games, reset it, whatever. But I guess we'll find out on the fly. But let's have a look at the console itself. So, as described, there's trigger buttons. They feel very, they feel positive but very mushy. There's QC, quality control check, I guess, it's passed. There's a screw, I guess there's another screw underneath there. Oh, that's one of the features that was very interesting. There's a removable battery that you can actually access easily via the screw. I'm not sure what battery's in there, but it's user replaceable if something goes wrong. Well, at this price, the battery probably costs pretty much as the frigging console. Look at the top, USB-C. There's that output for the video. On this side there is sweet nothing. On this side we have the power switch, we have the volume, and an SD card slot. What's that mentioned in the... Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. No, nothing in just the image about an SD card slot. So that's probably where they hold the OS and the games. All let's see how many games it's supposed to have. I think it's 6,000 games, something like that. We'll see. Let me have a look at the ad again. Let me just have another quick look. Make sure we know what we're talking about. So, oh, it's even cheaper now. Is that for 1 or 2? Wow. So it's gone up in price. Anyway. Yeah, it's like it has increased in price. But I can't see how many games it's 6,000 plus classic games, 7 simulators, HD screen. Anyway, let's get to it. Turn it on via this slider on the side. Will it turn on? Here we go. The screen is very reflective. That's one of the things you have to factor in at this price point, is that the screen is not very good. I'm not sure what kind of screen it is, but it's not a IPS screen, let's just say that. But at this price point, would you expect? So the viewing angles are not that great, as you can see. It's worse from this side. However, perfectly legible, and it's good enough for what we're playing, these 16-bit and 8-bit consoles. Right, let's get to it. Let's listen to what it sounds like. Hopefully no copyright strike on this. It does get quite loud. I don't know what music that is. So let's have a look at the emulation. So it says start to open for these main games. So let's press start. Okay, so we've got a list of games. It says we've got 1 of 137. So let's have a look. Okay. Is there a faster way of going through it? Left and right, okay. So we have Tech Mobile Soccer. We've got Super Gem Shark, okay. Shadow Force, what's that? SNK versus Capcom. That's fascinating. But anyway, let's go back. Can we go back? Can we go back? Here we go. So you press this button here to go back. So let me see if I can steady myself a little bit better so that I can show you guys what's going on. Here we go. So we got MAME. We got PC Engine. We got ROM set and settings. So we have a look at that. Famicom, Contra and Chippendales and Double Dragon, which is cool. Matter of fact, I should do a little bit better than this. Okay, so PC Engine, 304 games. Famicom, 868 games. Super Famicom, 1,166 games. MegaDrive, 909 games. Game Boy, 1,142 games, apparently. Game Boy Color, 1,111 games. Game Boy Advance, 621 games. So I don't think these are obviously not complete, game libraries, but it should have enough of what you want to kind of get into retro gaming again. If there's something you want to get into, or for a child, I mean, this is like heaven. When you was a young child, back in my day, with the Master System, and you only had the games that you were able to buy, and there was not very many. So you had a selection of 1 game or 2 game or 3 games to play, and that was your lot. You had to savor and play the hell out of those games, because that's all you had to play. But anyway, let's go back to it. So we go back into each of these game menus by pressing start, and as you were, we seem to have quite a few games here, obviously, but we'll see how these play. We'll just go through each simulator, should I say, not emulator, simulator, one by one, and just see how some of these games play. So we have Art of Fighting 3. Okay, you press A to go into it. You can see it's loading the bins. Is there any sound whilst it's doing that? No. Is there a plastic cover on the screen? Let's see. No, there isn't. So it does load up nicely. Very quickly, to be fair. So can we select credits? Okay, select adds to credits. Press start. It seems to run fairly well. Press A to continue. Let's start with Ryu. I mean, the speaker does get quite loud. Oh, that sounds terrible. I'm not sure how this is running. It doesn't... As you can see, I'm doing terribly. I can't remember the last time I played this game, but it does seem a little bit on the laggy side. Slightly. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's running at... I think these games ran at like 60 frames per second on the Neo Geo, most of them anyway. It does seem a little bit off. Let's see what the sound sounds like. Yeah, the sound seems a bit clippy. So let's see if we can get out of this and try something different. So you press select and start. So you can save the state, which is nice. You can resume, you can quit, and you can load the save state, which is great. So let's go back out of this. Let's have a look at something else. So if we look at... Well, actually, let's look at another example of a MAME game, which isn't as taxing. None of these should be taxing, to be honest. So if we look at... Where was I before? Captain Commando. Seems to be a good example. Let's see what the sound is like. That's great. One player, Captain Commando, of course. Let's see how this runs. Yeah, this is fun. If I remember the buttons. There we go. Yeah, it runs reasonably well, and the sound is okay. So this seems to be a good representation of that particular game. So let's go back out. What am I doing? And let's check out PC Engine. I've not played too many PC Engine games, to be honest. But let's have a look. This should be not too difficult to emulate, even at this price point. So let me see if I can find a game that I may have played before, so I can see whether it's a good representation of Legendary X. No. Operation Wolf. Overall, okay, Outrun will do. Let's try this. Super start. Push the brake button, which is the B button, apparently. See the sound? It sounds okay. And nothing appears to be happening. No. That seems to be a dud. Let's quit that. Let's try override. Press, okay, run. Okay, this is running. Yeah, this is okay. This is fine. As expected, it doesn't seem to have any issues emulating this. It runs well. Yeah, I can't knock it. PC Engine. But I'm not sure why Outrun wasn't running. Maybe it's just it didn't load properly that time, or what. Let's have a look. Start splash screen. Okay, brake button. Maybe there's an issue with the way that is this particular ROM file, or maybe the emulator's not happy with it. I don't know. But let me just check with another example from here. Parasol Stars, I've heard of that. Let's go with that. Okay. No, this seems to be running as well, so we'll look into that. However, the aspect ratio seems to be slightly off. I'm not sure. But yeah, this runs pretty well. Ain't mad at this. Let's quit that. Let's go back, select. A bit like that. User settings. Let's have a quick look at Famicom. That's the NES, I believe. So, what's a good example that we can use? There's quite a few games there. But if we have a look at the classic, it should be Mario here somewhere. Mario Bros. Let's try that. Actually, this is not going to be the classic Mario Bros that I remember. This is before, the infamous Super Mario Land type era. Okay. This seems to be running as it should. Look at his little legs. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to go too far into this. Got Mario Missing Time, Mario Time Machine, Mars Climber. I mean, I would expect all of these to run fairly well. It does load up fairly quickly. Let's do that. Okay. This is Paperboy 2. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, let's exit this. Oh, crap. So let's quit this. Like I said, you can save the states, so that's fine. Super Famicom, this could be a bit more challenging. So, let's see if I can find Super Mario Kart. It does have quite extensive list of games. I mean, if you're an old school gamer, you know, born in the 80s, 90s. You know some of these games. Okay, let's see if we can find Street Fighter 2. Let's just go there instead. Let's do that. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Why not? I just feel like there's a plastic screen protector on this. Yeah, I might pick at it in a little bit because that can make things a little bit more reflective. If it's on there, I think it's on there. Right, anyway, let's see if we've got the classic music. Yeah, the speaker doesn't sound amazing, but it does go loud. So, you know, can't complain in that respect. Let's have a look at the classic. You. Yeah, that's alright. That's doable. Okay. I don't think I've said anything about the buttons, but you know, the D-pad feels cheap, but it's responsive. Well, we'll find out if it's responsive if I can get out a Hadouken. There we go. Yeah, that's responsive. It does feel cheap, but it does work and does feel okay. You know, at this price point, can't really complain. This runs perfectly well. So let's quit this. Or I might save the state, come back to that later. There we go. So let's find the classic Super Mario Kart. Super Ghosts and Ghouls. All the classics are here. Let's see. Super Mario Kart is here. Let's see how that runs. Okay, 50cc. Let's see if the sounds okay, but once it's running, might sound a little different on the load, should I say. Okay, let's see. Yeah. It sounds okay. Which button? Here we go. It seems to run a little bit, just slightly off pace. Yeah, I'm driving terribly, I know, but I'm just trying to get a feel for it. No, it's okay. It's okay. I think it's slightly slow, I think, but ever so slightly. Let's see if I can. I'll give up. But yeah, this runs well as well. Cannot knock it. Let's just quit this. What else can we check out? We can check out MegaDrive. Let's see if there's any particularly taxing games. Shall you look for the classic Golden Axe? Golden Axe 2? Maybe 3? No. Gunstar Heroes. Let's do that. This game's legendary for its like parallel scrolling and its really cool effects and really cool bosses and stuff like that. So this is one game that I've always wanted to sit down and play and clock. To be fair, when you look ahead on the screen, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so let's go with this. Let's go with that. Cool. Enemy armies attacking the natives. Yeah, you've heard that before. There we go. And this runs very well. Let's check out the sounds. Yeah, this is juicy. I like it. I like that. Yeah. This is good stuff. Cool. I'll save that. I might come back to that. I do enjoy that. Right. So what else have we checked out? So we've got the Game Boy. Let's see how this looks on the screen. Let's go with something quite Let's go with the classics that everybody wants to play on this console, which is probably Zelda or Mario, or let's have a look. Mario, okay. Mario and Yoshi. What? It has quite a decent selection, to be fair. It's even got Pokemon, which is great. Shaq Fu. Shoot Fighter 2. Oh, wow, I dread to play that. Super Chinese Land. What? Super Chinese Land 2? Is that something? Got Donkey Kong, which is like really technically amazing back in those days. I think they used pre-rendered graphics, something like that. Let's see. Select game. So this, it doesn't look too great, but it does play very well. To be fair, even as it is, yeah, I can't complain. Can't complain. I was going to say that the screen does look a bit blurry, but it's okay. It's fun. You know, back in the day, the Game Boy screen wasn't super sharp. It was a bit blurry, actually, to be fair. It was a bit blurry when you moved. But yeah, this is okay. It's really responsive. You know, definitely running at full speed. Kill this guy. Is it? Yeah, it seems to be maybe a little bit of screen tearing for some reason. Anyway, but like I said, price point, cheap, little kid, love it, hate it, all good. Either way. So that's a Game Boy. Got Game Boy Color. Let's see how that looks. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's cool. Good WWF. You got Wario Land. Wario Land 2. Wario Land 3. What kind of order is this? So we'll check out Wario Land. It seems to be running okay. Can we skip this? Probably not. Oh, come on. Right. He crashed the whip. Okay, new game. English. What, he's having a bad day, yo. He's hench though. He's wham in it. Look at him. He's either hench or he's on the chubby side. One of the two. Or he's both. To be fair, it looks okay. It looks good. It feels like he's running okay. But once we're actually in the game, we shall see. I have no idea what happened there. I don't know where he is. So he's been drugged and taken to some foreign land. I completely understand why he's upset. I would be too. Okay. Let's skip through this. Damn, I kind of regret just going into this game because it's just taking so long to actually get into the game. He's got to go find 5 musical boxes, break some seals, find some powers. The man's been held to ransom, you know. He's forced to do things he don't want to do. boy. Okay. Really? Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Where can I go? That's all I can do. There we go. Okay, there seems to be a bit of screen tearing. However, it does seem to run well, despite the screen tearing. Yeah, that is the screen tearing for sure. Alright, cool. Let's see what else I can get through. Game Boy Advance. If we can, let's try Castlevania. Back in the day when Konami used to be decent. Okay, let's play the game. Select data, da. That will do. Oh no, he's got a very long intro. Let's not do that. But yeah, it's got the Castlevania games. It's got. Let's see what's a good example that we can use that is somewhat challenging. FIFA. Okay, Mr. Driller. Perhaps not. Road Rash. Scooby-Doo. Shrek. Spider-Man 3. SpongeBob. Super Mario Ball. Super Mario Advance. Let's try one of these. Let's try that. Okay, it looks okay. Super Mario World. So that feels like that would be the SNES version. Can we speed this up? Oh no, it doesn't run well at all. It's running like an inconsistent frame rate. It seems to be running like, ooh, not 60 FPS or not 30. A wonky 20 is running badly, so I guess Game Boy Advance is where this falls down. It's not very responsive because it's lagging. Cool. So all the other consoles seem fine. Somewhat screen tearing on the Game Boy. However, overall, for the money, it seems decent. So we've got Rom's games list here. Ares and Berserk. What does that mean? I don't know what's that done. No idea what that has done. You can have favourites in there. Okay, I don't know how to do that, but whatever. History, the games you played. That's cool. That's a great addition. Search, key mapping, great. English, NTSC. When you output the TV. Rome's list. That's about it really. So yeah, I think for the money, was it £12 including shipping and VAT? This little thing's decent, to be fair. Mostly good. Emulates most things well. Game Boy Advance is not its bag. But, aside from that, a little bit screen tearing on the Game Boy. Plays most of the games fairly well, Cannot complain. So, the question is, should you get this for a younger family member, or if you just want to dip your toes back into retro gaming? 100% recommend it. This is like a gateway into the world of these retro handheld consoles, and it's a decent way of getting into it. once you kind of get a bit more into it and you actually enjoy it and you really want to play the games in a better way, you want to play games that are harder to emulate, then you get something like this, the R36S, or reliable. You can play anything up to Dreamcast on this extremely well. It's got IPS screen. Or let me show you this, one of these, which is another version of the R36S, which has a bigger screen. So I'll review this soon. And I was going to show you this, but this is a very old example, but many years ago, which is trash. But anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe if you want to. If you want to see more content from me, just let me know. And I try and bang out some videos on a weekly basis. You know, I'm trying to get back into this YouTube thing. You know, I enjoy making videos and I enjoy sharing the stuff that I find with the world. You know, I'm based in the UK, so this is more for a UK audience, but everybody's welcome. You know, these are stuff that we can get in the UK. So, like I said, please like and subscribe if you like. Tell me what you want to see. And I'll just bang out content, hopefully on a weekly basis. You know, and let's create a community of like-minded, tech-loving, game-loving, you know, nerds. Alright, guys. Peace. Deuces. Whichever.